We were just like chatting away. We're like, we should do our show now.
Oh, you're like, oh, that's right. What time is it? Because I was just thinking, Lorinda, like, when was the last time we were able to do this? It was like 6 weeks ago because you were so busy.
Well, I was sick, or I wasn't feeling well, and then you were sick. So it's been like, it's been 6 weeks. No, it's been that week. Has it been that week?
I feel like it's been almost that long.
It's been a long time. I just realized my microphone's not on. Hold on.
I know. I'll have to tell you about my whole microphone story. It's
Can
fine.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Mine's going to have to be without it. I'll tell you about that later. It's all good. Everything's fine. I'll just have to, upload some software. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I know how it goes. All right, let's see.
Okay.
Should we? Oh, yeah, we have a couple people coming in. We're just kind of getting settled in, getting the
welcome in, everybody. Feel free to say hello when you get in the chat. Let us know where you're coming from.
Sure.
And also, I would like to say, if you're new to our page and you're just seeing us out on this, you're streaming on YouTube and you're like, who are those two nice looking ladies? What are they doing? This is my friend, Lorinda Carr, psychic, medium, regressionist, QHHT practitioner, life coach.
And this is my friend, Carrie Koss, bestie.
That's my title for tonight.
Medium, Akashic Record, spiritual business guru lady. Like,
lady.
We're both trans channelers.
Yes, we're both trans channelers. Oh my gosh.
We're welcome to the
trans channelers.
Yes.
You've had a big trans channeling weekend.
I did.
Oh my gosh, you really did.
It was a good mediumship weekend. I mean, I guess, because I had my class with Reverend Glenda at Camp Chesterfield on yesterday afternoon. And oh my gosh, what was crazy, and we've talked about this before, Spirit will kind of vibrationally set us up for things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wild because usually when I'm driving to Camp Chesterfield, I'll feel the shift.
Yes.
I'll feel the shift happening. And I got to Camp Chesterfield. I could feel it when I was driving up there, and I was listening to a book on tape. I was hoping to hear from you.
Huh. I know. I was so mad. I was like just about to call you. And then all of a sudden I said, oh my God, I have a 30-minute reading. I totally forgot about it.
It's fine. No, but it all worked out because the book I was listening to had relevance. Not even kidding.
They do that to you every time. Spirit just weaves everything in for you. Amazing.
They do. And it was really wild because I got up there and I was sitting in the car. I was 15 minutes early, which let's be real, that never happens. I was just so excited to get up there and just be on the ground. So I walked around. I got some footage because did I tell you that I'm going to be the Camp Chesterfield TikTok person?
So officially you're going to do it. And is that starting in January? Is that starting now?
It's in January. So I've been just getting some B-roll footage.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that. But that's really the only space I'm stepping into, helping them out right now as far as like social media, because they have a social media person anyway. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. And so I got some B-roll footage, but while I was sitting in the car, I was still listening to the book and I could feel my energy shift. I felt like, how do I put it? I felt altered. Like I felt like I'd had a wee dram of whiskey.
Yeah.
And just mellow, which doesn't always happen. A lot of times I'll get like anxiety, like I'll get buzzy feeling. And this time it was just like really mellow and chill. And then I was walking along, I was taking some B-roll footage. And I got to be in Reverend Glenda's her new house. So the new seance was first time I got to be in that space. And that you want to talk about, how you have that seasoned pan. That's what this felt like.
That's a great analogy for spirit. Yeah.
It is that because that room used to be used, someone who used to own it used it for physical mediumship back when it was allowed to be done on purpose.
On the grounds.
Yeah, on the grounds. And so I mean, it was just like Ooh, so energetic. So anyway, I get there and we sit on the porch and wait for her to get there to open the door. And Reverend Andrew, who you met,
Yes.
there, and it was just he and I at first. And he looked at me, he goes, "Are you okay? You look really tired." I was like, "Actually, I'm fine." He goes, "You're altered."
He's like, something shifting in your energy.
It was, and it was weird because I felt like, you know how when you're tired or again, when you've had a long and
Yeah.
when you turn your head, but then it takes a second for your eyes to catch up with you.
Yes, absolutely. You're a little
Little, "What?"
drowsy, dreamy.
Yes, that's what it felt like. And so, um, we went in and I was chomping at the bit. And I even apologized to Reverend Glenda later. I'm like, I promise I wasn't trying to take over the class. And I was like, it was like, I just did it, did it, did
They
it.
were just they knew you were ready.
And I knew that there were two new people there that I'd never met before. One has never done that. Like she's brand new to it. And then the other person has been working with Glenda for a while, but I had never seen him in class before. So I never met him. And I was like, oh, there's someone here to talk to him. Okay. And it's like I knew that, but I was like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then but Glenda knows me well enough and knows my energy well enough. She goes, and I know better. I sat in the chair like closest to her and she's like, well, I'm just going to go over here. We're going to let Loretta do the prayer. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
why do you make me do that? And she was like, you mean, thank you, Glenda. And I'm like,
I can totally see her doing
yep.
that.
And I was like, I mean, thank you, Glenda.
Mhm.
She goes, nope, we're going to set the, she goes, why would you do it anyway? Have one of your guides do it. I'm like, oh yeah.
My God.
Oh yeah. So I let Lily come in, which was nice because then it took the edge off of all that energy that had been building up. She
Mhm.
came in, I have no idea, but everybody was very impressed with her prayer. So
Linda said, might as well say on the roll. Exactly, right? You're so right about that.
I
And
know.
you know what else too? What I love. I'm so glad now that I've met your teacher, so I can totally see her doing that with you and how she would just pick up on what she's doing, what Spirit's telling her
Did.
as your mentor to encourage you to channel. And
Yep.
amongst all her students, she's going where she's led. That's what's so
Yeah.
amazing.
And she could tell the power inside me had been, was just building. And it
Right.
was just like, I felt like I could like reach out and like zap somebody with the amount of power that was running through me. And it wasn't even like, again, not even like anxiety power. It was just like, I could feel, and I knew there was someone next to me. I knew, and you and I've talked about this. We don't know. I'm not always super aware of entities around me. I'm just like, well, I feel a tingle. I know there's someone is here. Like,
I think that's
woo,
for you. I
it
feel
is.
like that's really been changed.
It
All
is.
the things that you've been saying lately when you went to like the dance convention.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
That was
So
nuts. Yeah, you're right. There's been a lot of shifting and changing in how I receive
so
information and receive spirit. And I tell you what, um, she has us go around and say our intent, like what do we want to get out of class? And I said, and I of course out of my face says, of course I'm going to bring through a guide. I might have to. I was like, I think one of my dragons wants to talk today. And she goes, one of your dragons? I said, yeah, I've got two. And she said, and I said, you haven't met Celine yet. And she's like, ooh, okay. And I know. And then, and I said, I feel like there's a loved one here there's so that's what I want to do is I want to bring through a loved one. I've got to get better at doing that. I need more practice doing that because I can bring through gods, goddesses, deities, saints.
yeah,
We went through a whole string of saints for a while.
you sure did.
And she's like, okay. So everybody else finished saying, like what they wanted to do. And one brand new, Glenda was like, do you even have you met your guides yet? She's like, no. I'm like, brand new to this. And of course, the veterans in the room were like,
This is going to be
"Oh,
fun.
this is going to be fun. Okay, this is good." And so when it came to my turn, because I went first, because I was sitting there, she goes, "I think you need to go first." I'm like, "I think you're right." Because a lot of times what'll happen, and I don't know if I've talked about this before, what will happen is especially if I drive, yeah, I'll feel the shift, but I will, it's more, when I'm in the classroom, I draw on their energy, especially if I'm going to bring in somebody big. And I was like, I'm just like, okay, we're going to see what happens. And I brought in Celine, and I don't remember really what all Celine talked about. But I could feel her moving my body a bit and the energy flowing through so nicely. And I think Reverend Glenda had asked her something like, well, since we have new people in the class for trance, what would you teach? Because she said she was there to help the class, that they are part of our collective soul family that's making differences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember what amazing things Celine said, but they were all just, when I come out of it, they were like,
yes,
that was wild.
You just, yeah.
Because the transfiguration and all that. So then at that point, I am wired for sound.
Yeah.
And I knew, so what we did is we connected, I prefer the method of connecting through mental mediumship first.
Mm-hmm.
So I identify the spirit coming in and beforehand and know who it's going to go to. I don't need to know anything else except, okay, so the spirit, okay, let me pull him in. I felt my face like completely contort, and this guy was so, it was wild, and it was for the person who I thought it was going to be for.
Yeah.
And he was so fascinated with being in a body. He's like, this is weird. This is different. Oh my gosh. Who knew this could happen?
Yeah. I love that.
And it turns out it was someone who just passed in August.
Oh, wow. Very recent.
And had left his farm and his property to the person, to the sitter, the one receiving the message.
Wow.
And what I love it when people are like, just to give you validation. I'm like, I don't remember what I said, but cool.
But I'm glad it resonated for
right.
you.
But for the class, it was good to hear, the validations of what he's like. You looked like him.
Wow.
It was wild.
That's amazing.
And I guess the guy even said something to the effect of, you're, and when you smell the cigars, you'll know it's me. And then he said, the only thing that didn't make any sense is like the cigar, because he didn't smoke, except, oh, wait, he did for like celebration stuff. And that was one of the last things he said to me was, something about smoking a cigar. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, again, things that I, as a person, never knowing him, it was good validation for me that I wasn't just making things up, because we've talked about this.
I know.
When spirit comes in and you're doing trance mediumship a lot, especially when it's deities or, saints or whatever, of course, you and I are like, wait, we got to look these people up.
Yes.
But for an audience member, sometimes that it can seem like it's staged, or it can seem like it's pre-planned, or the medium knows. But for me, it was good validation that, okay, I'm doing it right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing it okay, and I'm bringing through the loved one. And it's not my first time bringing through a loved one. You know this. You saw it on stage at the trance mediumship weekend. But it was just wild. And the transfer again, and I find that the more we get out of the way, the more we allow the spirit to blend with us, the more the transfiguration happens.
Yes.
And even just the body movements and stuff like that, the more I know that my team has it under control, the more my conscious mind can sit way back and not even, and there is no FOMO. I have zero FOMO.
Exactly. You have just melted into the ether and then allowed spirit to come through. You're just allowed.
Right.
So you have no horse in the race. You are just like, I'm here.
But what I found fascinating is Lily, for those of you who don't know who Lily is, that's my joy guide, she does all this. She adjusts the vibration for when I do this work. She's my gatekeeper too. So I could feel her helping him.
Wow.
And Dr. Mike on the other side also helping him.
Wow.
And it took a minute for me to go, like when I came out and I opened my eyes, I could still feel in there. I was like, okay, you got to go now. Lily, help him out. Help him out.
Yeah, right.
But I could feel Dr. Mike go, like pull him out. It was wild. And then, but wait, there's more. So then we go through the class and everybody except the brand new person, she's like, I'm just taking all this in. Like,
yeah, of course.
she doesn't know her guide. She's just really just kind of going, she's there to see what it's all about.
Of course.
And so Glenda was like, okay, so you don't know any of your guides. All right. So what do you know about guides? She's like, really nothing. She's
wow.
like, oh, so we've got a joy. She explains the guides, just the jobs. And she goes, which one would you like to meet?
Oh.
And she says, alchemist. And Glenda was like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm over here about to come unglued because her joy guide is over here, who's claiming the same name as the main character, the nickname of the main character in the book I was reading on the way here.
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God.
That was her joy guide. Like, I'm like, listen, she's an alchemist.
I am not the boss of this class.
Right. And I'm trying to sit back. I'm not even outwardly trying to like act like I'm trying to like hold back. But one of the classmates was like, I feel like Lorinda is about to blow her lid right now. And I was like, I am. It's fine. Let's get through the alchemist first. Cause Glenda was like, okay, I'll tune in. So Glenda tunes in. And then she looks at me, she goes, what are you getting, Lorinda? And I was like, why are you putting me on the spot? Again. But I could tell, I felt like Glenda was giving me opportunities to lead the class.
Yeah, I think so.
For that feedback, you know what I mean? And I at first I was like, I'm not trying to take over the class. I'm here to learn. And she's like, oh, I know. In her, in
her Glenda way.
Her adorable Glenda way. And then she goes, what are you getting? And I said something about gold. Like there's gold, and I'm seeing the symbol for gold. And she's like, yep. And then she says, then so she describes, and then she gets a name, and she goes, of course, the name they're giving me may not be the name that you call them later, but this is a starting point. Then she described her alchemist, and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So then I was like, but also, do you want to know about your joy guide? Because she won't leave me alone. and hi, Tammy. And so yeah, so we got to, she goes, oh my gosh, it's so weird that you would say that. I'm like, is it
weird? Really weird? Like, why? I think it's something we have to stop saying that, even that sentence.
Yeah. But if she was new, so she was like, and then she started like drawing all these lines. She's like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And Glenda and a couple of the other classmates were like, totally felt the same thing about the joy guide. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. It was a really good validating night. And then I went from there straight to a private party where I was doing readings for people. And amazing. But going from the trance mediumship, I was so open. Well, I tell you what, those were some of the best readings I've in my entire career done. Those ones I did last night.
When you just open that channel up and you get that, you've already boosted, cleared, you're going to get all kinds of information coming in.
Exactly.
Hello,
exactly.
Ladora.
Hi, Ladora. So you and I talked about, Carrie, we talked about one of the things we want to talk is some of the fears that go around.
Oh yeah. Around mediumship. That's, I was thinking about it. I read something not too long ago, and I think the combination, which I think for some people is can be if you have a religious background, right? Hey, Amy,
Yeah.
if you have a religious background and you feel like you might be bringing in an entity that's negative, I think that's a big one for a lot of people. I think people have the fear of giving over control, or that they won't have control, and that they will, something adverse will happen to them. And then my favorite one, which was my fear, was that if you watched the movie The Exorcist.
Right.
It was religious programming. I just watched too many of the 70s horror films. That was my problem.
That was the problem.
And I thought, and I also worried about extraterrestrials taking over. There was just many layers along the way of like, well, if I do this, this will happen. Right.
Right.
So
right.
those are a lot of fears that I think many people share some form of those fears. And then one thing, one of my teachers said to me, one of my trance teachers said to me years ago was, she said, you have to understand you have sovereignty over your vessel. You have dominion over your vessel, and that nothing can replace the power you have. That is you in your own body.
Correct.
And your will. So once I heard that actually was the game changer for me. Like that's when I went back into doing trance again after not doing it for like 25 years, and felt like, okay. And I could let go and know that no matter what, I was always in control.
Yes.
And
that's the first rule that you'll hear in Glenda's class. Rule number 1, the medium is always in control. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's perfect. You said it perfectly. Exactly. The medium's always in control. And the more you let go, the benefits of you also receive the benefits from bringing that higher dimensional being into your energy field, really, as well as being clear. So, but it's kind of it's human nature to sort of try to differentiate boundaries, especially if you have talked about this before, having thing about boundaries and your space. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? You might have not had it directly with channeling, but letting energy in your space.
Oh yeah. I'm very big about energetic boundaries, and this is where I find this goes back to the discussion of like utilizing your guides. Not every medium utilizes their guides, even in the spiritualist churches. Like it's not always a common thing to really utilize your guides. But then you hear about these same people that are like, oh, I feel a spirit out in the banana aisle. I'm like, I don't want to feel spirit. Yeah. I want to be a human because listen, I got things to do while I'm here. If you're all interrupting, if I'm just living with one foot in the other realm all the time, then I'm not learning appropriately what I need to learn. Yeah. Now my guides can communicate with me at any given time. They have carte blanche, right? And they can give me a heads up. They can be like, hey, listen, you need to do this. And if they were to bring a spirit to me or allow one in, I'd know it was appropriate. Yeah. But they're also required to give me the words and the knowledge of when it's of how to approach it.
100%.
And even then very rarely like, no, just so you know, I'm here, but don't tell them, but this is what you can say to them. So, I mean, like, so I also had a fear of bringing in someone that the person would not want to hear from.
100%.
Because I tell you what, my dad's in spirit. I do not want to hear from him. And one of my biggest fears is that he'll come through in a seance or in trance and want to speak directly to me. Yeah. And I also know that I can say, oh yeah, so no, thank you. Leave the medium immediately.
Right.
But I find that being able to utilize my guides know my boundaries. They know the type of people I'm willing to bring through. They know that it has to be for a healing purpose. If we're giving spirit a voice, there needs to be a reason for it, not just, oh, hey, how's it going? I saw you playing soccer the other day. There has to be a message behind it and a reason they'd be coming through. And it cannot in any way, shape, or form be harmful to the sitter.
100%.
And so I'm very big about that. And so my guides, this is where I stand on business when it comes to engaging my guides, because they're my team, they're my entourage, they're my bouncers, they're my secret service.
100%.
So,
and also it's always so curious to me. So when you hear about mediums that just seem to pick up on everything and really feel like they don't have the proper, differentiation of appropriate times to tell people information. It just blows my mind how they feel it's a message they need to give. But then also, how would we have any idea what kind of state that person was in to even say that?
Correct. And if you don't have a relationship with your spirit team, because, you can do it without them.
Yeah.
Then how are you differentiating?
Yeah.
How are you discerning when it's appropriate? And my goal is always to leave a person better off than when you found them. Yes. And if that means not giving a message, then that's what we do. We just don't give that message,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny. So the other night I was with Nick, Peaceful Nick, and her friend. It was the same night the night I went on, did their Spirit Speaks evening after you was on your show. And I was just doing Akashic Records, so I wasn't going to be doing mediumship. But Nick, she's like, if you get anything, I read first, and I said, oh, absolutely. But you guys do your thing. I'm so enjoying it. And then I was not getting anything, and then all of a sudden, at the very end, I got someone, but they were wrapping up their session, so I did not give the message. Because they were coming. That was their time. They were running on the 90 minutes, and that was the time. And so I said, I send you a blessing. This man came through. He gave me all this evidence, and I was like, send you a blessing. You'll have to come back next time when they do their next, when Lorenda's there in December.
There we go.
I'll let Lorenda know and mention. I won't say who you are or anything about you, but I'll just say Lorenda will be there in December.
That's funny.
It was really funny.
That's awesome.
Very, very, it was really cool. But yeah, I mean, and like, honestly, don't you get to that point sometimes, especially when you're doing demonstration, there's other mediums, and and maybe you don't get to say your message, and it's not, if the time,
okay.
And that is okay.
Because you know what? Sometimes when you're having a discussion, you don't always get to interject your voice. You know what I mean? You don't always get to say what you want to say as the human. So
same. Restraint is a beautiful thing.
It is, isn't it?
Really, really, really is, Lorenda. Hello, Heber. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see everybody. Lorenda and I are so excited to be back together. Okay, we should also talk about I can also put the link in there to sign up. Lorenda and I have it. So do you want to tell everybody what we're doing? I'm going to get the link. Okay, so amongst yourselves, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Okay, perfect. So December 7th, right? Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, just making sure. December 7th, from I forget what time it is though.
I think we're doing it your time, babes. Is it 7 your time? I feel like it's 7. Is it?
So we are doing a private event. We're doing a private event where we're only selling 10 tickets. That's it. But
they done.
And then you get to have a reading. Yes, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
Eastern time. So 4 o'clock Pacific time. Everybody that joins actually gets a reading with both Carrie and I.
Yeah.
So and the last time we sold out last time. So you want to make sure you get on that train if you're available to do it. We
only have 8 spaces left technically, because you sold one, then we have Timmy, and then whoever else comes too. So there's only 8 spots left now.
Yeah. And I've had a couple people ask me about it. So I think that we're going to end up getting some some traction on that here pretty soon. But we haven't done a very good job of marketing it either because we're just
we've been both busy as anything. So we're trying. That's why we're out here hustling. We are hustling.
And one thing that I would like to start doing is if a spirit comes in close enough, and I'm hoping maybe by the time we do this on the 7th, depending on the sitters, I'm trying to incorporate more trance messaging into the mediumship.
I would love that.
Yeah. And connect people's loved ones and be able to have them have a conversation with their loved one.
So special. I love it. I love that so much. Giving spirit not only a voice, but like a physical expression as much as possible.
Yes.
One time, I'll tell you this story. I think I've told you this privately, but one of my best ones was, and I didn't actually do trance, but I felt like he could just step into my body and it could have gone, was a father, and he had 3 adult daughters and his wife, who was their stepmother. They were a very close family. And then the grandkids, and they came in person to town, and they had me do that channeling. That was the most literally physical mediumship experience I've ever had. I literally felt him. I didn't do trance with him because I wasn't set up for that. And I was, there was 9 people, and I didn't say, okay, there's a go. I'll just go, just run your emotions through me. I'll be able to really express what you want to express.
And it's still a form of channeling. It's just not full trance.
1,000%. But it was the most beautiful thing because it was like he was in the room.
Yes.
It was so emotional. I was like, okay, going. I was glad I had to really, like you, when you do DEM, you have to stand up. I had to stand up because it was, his presence was larger than life. And when he came through, hey, Sid, when he came through, Lorinda, it was like, he felt like Santa Claus. That's how big his energy was. He was like a force of nature. And they were all just so emotional, and it was just like he was there.
Wow.
It was one of the most sweet and memorable things that I've ever done. And then they came back a year later after the anniversary, and we had it again. This time it was on Zoom, just as powerful.
Wow.
It was so beautiful. I cherish that session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the goal with doing trance. It's not for the accolades. It's not for the demonstration. It's to help people find healing and be able to say the things maybe they didn't get to say.
Oh my gosh.
If you think about it.
And I remember, and I think I told you this one time, when the incredible, she's a British trance medium. I'm going to remember her name. It's going to come. Simone Key. You would love her. She's definitely.
You mentioned her before to me.
She's your kind of mentor medium.
Okay.
But she's just much more about embodiment and being there, and so she channeled my mother-in-law. And I told you where I had my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law was German, and Simone Key would be her same age, about a little younger, but English. And I think they were both kind of similar in their probably how they grew up. Okay. Yeah. So my mother-in-law's never come through, but when she came through so much, and I sobbed I was not expecting, it was during a class, and I just sobbed because that was my mother-in-law, her manner. I get the chills thinking about it. That's what's so special, because it's more than the list of things that you know about them. They drove a red car. They liked spaghetti. They went to everything. It was like she was in the room emotionally, the vibration of her. Wow.
And when you're in that situation, when you're in the same room, a sitter, even if they're not psychic, whatever, they don't do the same things we do, will know.
Oh my God.
They'll feel the energy. The energy will physically shift. It feels different. And then the embodiment, especially when you've got a medium who is well trained and allows that spirit to come in without trying to control the narrative, and just allow it to happen.
Oh my God. It gets me emotional. Think about it. It was so beautiful. It was such a treasure and a gift. Mm-hmm. And that's why we love this work. I mean, like that's
absolutely,
we love it.
Absolutely. Well, and it was cool, like even just hearing going back to the person I did last night,
Yeah.
came in, like I felt my face. I felt like an old man. I remember as he stepped in, I like felt like an older man, and like his facial expressions and his hand movements and all that. And I just let it. I was like, all right,
You
well,
just let it roll.
let it happen. And then the less I intervene, the more authentic that spirit can be.
100%. 100%. It's really just like leaning away and letting it in. You
Yeah.
know, it reminds me of when we were in class and the other reverend, what was her name? Elizabeth.
Oh, I
And
love
she
her.
was teaching. We loved her.
Yes.
Brenda and I loved her.
Mhm.
And she's from Michigan. And her intimacy with her, with the way she would crouch down and get you to bring the spirit through. And this one woman who was brand new to it, we were all the students in her pod were crouched around supporting this woman for the
Oh,
first time
yeah.
channeling. And we were all in tears. Just, I think, because it was so, by the time she channeled her guide, it was just transformational. And it was so powerful. It was just
Yeah.
like so beautiful. She went through the fear. So she moved through the fear of worrying about her guide's energy was massive, like the deities almost, right? Or like this Santa Claus grandfather. He was just like enormous, but so full of love. And that frequency, when you've been sort of hiding or like holding yourself back, coming through you, or if you're experiencing that, it's just beyond beautiful.
Right. Right. I love it. I love this work. It's so fun.
Such a treasure. I know I've missed doing trance. I haven't done it in the last, since we did. I don't think I've done it in a couple of weeks. I don't know when I did it. I mean, I channel my goddesses, they come through, but it's
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm really glad that my schedule worked out the way it did to where I could go to trance class, because I hadn't been for a while to trance class either, because I just had so much dance stuff going on. And
You've had
it's
busy
just, and I think one of the months Glenda had to cancel. So,
wow.
so like, which is weird, but
Yeah.
so like it'd been a few months since I'd been up there doing class. You know what? I had not been to her class since
Since we went to camp,
we
since we went to camp for that.
yeah,
Wow.
because I couldn't do September or October,
Mhm.
and we were there at the end of August.
Yeah.
So it was really good. I was really yummy.
Yes. So good. So good. Oh
So,
my God.
and
Well,
it was
when you went to the Banger Sisters, but that was different for Spirit Fest, right?
the
Spirit Fest, when you channeled the Banger
you're
Sisters.
right. The Bang Sisters. Yes,
Banger.
we did. Banger Sisters. The Bang Sisters. Yes, I did do that. But I didn't get to go. I'm saying for class, I didn't get to do
Class.
but, and of course you and I do our thing here, but,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what's interesting? I wonder, I keep getting an inkling that I'm going to be doing a trance situation sometime this week. I keep getting like this download, like, be prepared. You're going to be doing it. And I just realized that um, that I've got a session coming up Tuesday that I have a feeling that's where I'm going to end up doing that.
Yeah.
And that'll be on location.
Wow.
Remember the place where I told you I went with the fancy house with the guy?
Yes. Yes.
They
Are
called
you doing there again? Are you doing an event or something?
Not an event. They were like, "Hey, can you come over for another session?"
Wow.
So I have a feeling
That you're going to bring someone through.
that
Man.
and they just told me who.
Was it a spirit
Wild.
that you picked up on when you were there?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, and I've got cold chills.
Was it a man?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
All right. You'll have to keep me filled in.
I will.
What day are you going?
Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday evening.
Oh my God.
No, not Tuesday evening. Wednesday evening, because I have to teach on Tuesday. Wednesday evening.
Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yep.
I love you, girl. You're like seriously hardcore. So you want to do something? You want to do
Sure. Yeah, I can feel the energy kind of shifting.
Me too. I feel like I was going to go.
But first, this is what I need to do.
Yes, please.
I'm going to let you babble about whatever you want to babble about.
Okay.
I gotta go potty.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
I've been drinking so much water today because spirit work.
I know it. That's it.
I drink so much water.
Linda told us. She tells us all the time.
I know.
So I want to find out whilst
I'll be back.
Yes, take your time. So does anybody how many people do we have in the chat? Because I can never see how many, are here visiting us. Amazing. So does anybody have any questions, or do they want to make a comment or say anything in general about channeling, or if they've been trying it or something like that? Feel free to put a comment in the chat. Hello, Emma. Good to see you, my love. Let us know. I know some of you guys have been doing it and practicing, which is very exciting, but let us know in the chat if you've been doing some trance or thinking about it, or are you interested in it. I know the suspense, right, Ladora? It's so true. So true. So true. So it's funny because every week when I go to my live stream on Fridays, we channel a different goddess every time. But lately we've been getting some of the gods, and that's been really interesting. Sometimes I do trance during those sessions, but sometimes I just connect with them and I do much more inspired speaking with them in mind, which is very good for identification and then being able to sort of explain to the audience. Oh, that's amazing. I love that you did trance the other day. It was the most connected you've ever been. I love that for you. Who did you bring through? Who did you channel? Yes, it's always so interesting, the different energies, how different each spirit feels, and the distinction there, which I think is fascinating. Yeah, so on my live streams every Friday, we always have a different goddess or god came through, and it's always super exciting. So we love that. All right, everybody's excited about this, Lorinda. Scared about what might come out, Linda says. So that's a big thing. I think people think, what if I feel like I'm making it up, or what if I don't know what I'm talking about, or what will be said? I think that's sort of a natural pause that people take when they start in with doing trance. I think that's very common. And I think people do have that moment. Like, I know one of my students, a couple of them have had those moments of like, well, what if I don't make sense, or things like that. And that's really what you're thinking about, is what you're not thinking about, but what you're happening is just letting it overcome, letting it sort of overtake you and overshadow you. And then just letting it be like an instrument or a sound moving through you, right? And that it takes a little practice to sort of expand your energy enough to like let it feel comfortable. And it's just practice. I think it's just practice.
It is. The more you do it, the more
you just kind of
right.
You're just like, what was I saying? And that's why literally it is that kind of thing that we're right, Lorinda, like you and I talk about that when we do it together, especially. It's like when I've had a moment of like I'm adjusting to how they communicate in my vocal cords, or how they come through, especially when we have one that's very different from us.
Yes. And well, unlike the very first time I ever brought in a masculine energy, it was like off the charts vibration.
Was that Rising Phoenix?
It was. That was off the charts.
I know.
It was nuts. But then I brought him in again at another point, and I was like, that didn't feel anything like that. Because I had been doing enough trance work, and that was the lesson for me. Like, oh, the more I do this, the less buzzy crazy I get.
Right.
With certain energies. And you know what's funny is, so the gentleman that I brought through last night didn't feel, I knew it was masculine. I knew it was a male.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel any different like when in the very first stages. So going back to your point, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, the easier it becomes.
Right. And that's why, you kind of think, those people that channel the same entity over and over, like Bashar, or some of the mediums we know that, like one of my mentors, Tony Stockwell, he channels a higher dimensional being, or like star being, and called Zoltar or something like that. And that's what he does. He like
Mhm.
just does Zoltar. So I think it's so interesting when you and I are like, who else is here? Who will, you know?
Right.
So,
Right.
mhm.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Also I can feel myself shifting. Like you can tell I'm like, uh-huh,
It
what?
was Stacy. What are you talking about? So, Emma says she channeled Freya. That's amazing. She's got gorgeous energy too. She is. I love her energy channeling her. She gets to the point too. Freya does. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, when you are with certain energies, do you find like your body temperature changes?
That's really interesting. I haven't thought about that. I sometimes I think it's probably more like the masculine energies, if I'm honest. Like if they're big, like that time I channeled Raw, I think I felt
That
like
was so
I
cool.
was so like I kind of looked at you like, I know you got me, right?
And you're like, I got
I
it.
got
There
I
it is. I got it.
that was the biggest one I've ever done. So I think probably a little bit warmer, but not extraordinarily different.
So
Like,
either I'm having a hot flash or I got spirits.
I think it's probably the latter.
I'm like burning up right
Yeah,
now.
you
That's
should
fun.
go ahead
Well,
and go.
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Yes,
this.
mama.
Would you know like a Camille or a Cami spirit or a Camille or Camille, like,
Ooh. Would you call
or
that
anybody in the chat even?
okay, then does anybody know someone named
In
Camille
spirit
or Cam?
Camille or Cami or something like that.
Mhm.
Because when I went to the bathroom, that's what I heard.
Anybody know someone named Camille or Cami?
That's yeah, should be in spirit.
Yeah. So it's not a it was a human.
Right.
I don't know if I
If not, I'm still, I think I'm gonna let,
yeah.
or if it's someone that's trying to reach out, or is there a Camille? I feel like if there was a Camille in the chat, they'd be
Yeah,
like, "Oh my God, that's
we
me."
probably see it. Mhm.
Because man, all of a sudden I got really hot.
Yeah.
Again, could be a hot flash. Who knows?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm telling her
Yeah, just let me know.
she can move in closer.
Yeah.
Could also be it could, oh, I know why I'm getting hot. It's Celine. Celine, because Celine's been helping me.
Oh.
Celine and Olar have been helping me in some of this stuff too. So
Yes.
that would make sense.
That would make so much
So much
sense.
sense.
Yeah, that's
She was another good example of what we're talking about. The more you do this, like the more I like, it's no big deal when you work with the same entities over and over again. Like Lily, Dr. Mike, they could just be like bleh, instant.
I know, because 'cause
Like
they're
I could,
always in your energy.
yes. Now Celine is starting to do that. Olard takes a little more adjusting because he's
He's big.
big, big
Yeah.
energy. I'm curious to know who this
Camille.
Camille, but she went by Cami or Camille. She reminds me of the character um, in, was that Emily in Paris? Yeah,
Oh,
Emily in Paris. She reminds me like that's one of the characters in Emily in Paris was named
cute.
Camille.
Mhm.
And so she feels either she is French, Camille, or Camille or something.
Oh,
I'm just curious to know who she goes to
yeah.
because she's not saying
Maybe
like who she
someone's
goes.
died too,
Oh yeah.
or something connected. It will be interesting if we ask her, we can interview her.
Hmm. All right.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I know. I'm just curious.
Mhm.
Because I like to know who they're coming in for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know
It
you
but yeah, you're right. It might be a guide. It might
do.
be a guide.
Mhm. Could
Oh,
be.
wait. I wonder if Sydney. Hey, Sydney, are you still in here? Sydney Emerald.
Yeah.
Are you still in here?
It was coming from Facebook too.
Hope she's still in here.
It's funny. YouTube takes so long to get the comments through.
I know. I'm wondering. When you said spirit guide, it almost feels like someone who is or someone who is French. Like there's someone who was French or something to do with the French connection. Because there's the Camille, or she kept saying Camille.
Mm-hmm.
But we would say Camille. She would say Camille.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Sydney's in here anymore.
Yeah.
Plus, also the spirit's not chomping at the bit to jump in.
Okay.
She's hanging out. So
You see whatever you want.
I know. I do what I want.
You do what you want, dang it.
I have a feeling Sydney's going to come back. Oh. I'll message her.
Okay.
See what because I feel like this is supposed to be for her. It'd be interesting to see if she could give me any kind of confirmation that one of her guides has either a French accent or some sort of
oh my gosh, wouldn't that be interesting?
Connection. Yeah. She's going to think
she's not going to think anything.
She won't because
except for thank you.
She and I
mediums are always like, yeah.
Wait, this changed. Hold on.
I love it. The French connection, Ladora.
There we go. Let's see. There she is. Okay. Can you come back to the channel? I may have someone for you. Please hold. Thank you for your patience.
Excuse me. Thank you for your patience.
For you. Okay. I don't know if she'll see it though.
Okay.
Well, we'll just I'm going to let.
Excuse me.
Camille, bless you. Camille, hang out. Camille. Mm-hmm. She you might be right. She's either a spirit guide or someone connected. I think she's to Sydney somehow. Yeah. Anyway, she's probably like, peace out.
She's like, okay, my person bounced. That's always the thing. You always see mediums going, yeah, I guess they're not here anymore.
And that does happen. Like that's legit. It does happen.
It happens all the time.
I've turned my phone off, do not disturb, because that might be a problem.
Oh yeah. I already have that on. Let me just make sure.
Mine's on do not disturb, but I'm trying to like get if she gets back to me. So I might just go ahead and bring her through.
Yeah, whatever you want. And we could get a message. Who knows?
Let me Celine is here too. So maybe I'll let Celine come in and talk.
I always have a million questions
and that's fine. Let's start there.
That's a great start.
And then if Sydney pops back in, you'll see her. If she does pop back in, then you can be like,
yeah,
wait.
Perfect.
Okay. I can feel myself totally altered right now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. We get kind of spacey.
Yes. I'm like, Greetings, my friend Carrie. How are you this evening?
So well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's so good to connect to you again in this way.
I know. It's been so long.
And you ask the most wonderful questions. And as you know, I'm here as a guide that's helping those connected to the medium that you call Lorenda.
Yes.
So we are helping numerous people to understand more about this type of connection.
Wonderful.
So I thought I would at least, until our friend returns, to where you can speak with the spirit, I thought we would help out and answer any questions you or your friends might have.
That is wonderful. So I did want to explain or ask rather, excuse me, and to just share with people one question or someone had is the idea of before they start doing trance, they worry about what will be said, what will come out when they're channeling. Do you have any advice for people when they're starting out to help them just relax and let go to the process?
It is very important to feel confident in the connection with your spirit team, because if you believe in them, then your comfort level will be much easier. The transitions will be much easier. The energetic connections will be much easier. So we would suggest you start there. It's not 100% necessary to be aware of or to connect to your spirit team to do this work, as you know, because energy is energy. If you have fear, allow them to run interference, as you might say. Let them help make those energetic connections. And this way, they know your expectations. They know you. They've known you since before you were born. So they know where your fears are, where what will work for you, and what you will be most comfortable with. And if you have an established connection with them, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yes. That makes sense.
And also, it's important to understand how the energy works to a degree and understand what is your energy and what is another being's energy. And once you're comfortable in that, that does make a difference as well. The awareness of the energy, and also something that I sometimes recommend to people is that if you are practicing, maybe if you're afraid you're going to miss something, either someone that you would be working with to hold the space, take notes, or recordings. Is that what you call them?
Yes.
Using your technology. Now, full disclosure, sometimes technology fails when you have larger entities or larger energy spirits when combining. So it's not always the greatest combination. But in this space, for instance, you and Lorenda do just fine. You don't get interference. So just be aware that sometimes energies collide and it might create issues, but to have someone that is actively listening and can give you a full report when you come back to consciousness. That way you don't feel like you are missing out on anything. Is that helpful?
That is so helpful. I think that's fantastic. I did have an interesting another question, and this is something that I think I heard from a well-known channel who I think sort of commented on this. And do you find, so for example, my guide Ashira is a very intellectual being,
Yes.
has a great deal of scientific knowledge. And I feel like she probably, because she's one of my guides, has led me to expand my own vocabulary. So when I channel her, she has access to more verbiage. So I
Correct.
don't get stopped. Can you explain that? Because I feel like that could happen with all of us if we have certain guides that maybe we work with that lead us to like Lorenda reading the books she's reading, for example, or being exposed to different things that you're led to. So they do have more access to the database in your own energy.
Yes, absolutely. So it's not just a blending of the energies. We have to be able to tap into your knowledge for sure. And there are things that maybe the human has picked up subconsciously that we are also able, it may not even be in the forefront of that person's mind or memory, but as long as it's there, we can utilize those things, those access points.
Mhm.
Word. They're reference points. And so, for instance, if the medium has never spoken a specific language, that spirit may not come in and speak in the language they spoke.
Right.
Sometimes, if there is a past life connection, however, and that person's subconscious or their higher self has access to that knowledge, then you might get a medium who starts speaking in a different language that they've never spoken before. It all depends on how open they are and how much work they have done as far as connecting to their resources. So yes, we are constantly guiding Lorenda to read new things and to pay attention to things that maybe she would not have normally seen, or she wouldn't really care to see. We might lead her to have conversations with people that she would never have met or spoken to otherwise.
Mhm.
We are able to utilize those memories as points of reference that we can speak on.
Yes.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, that really makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
It's interesting because I know I've seen past life regression where the client goes so deep that they do speak sometimes another language.
Yes. Yes, and that can happen. But if the medium has never experienced, say, a German lifetime, they're not going to have the access
Right.
the German language even in another lifetime.
Right.
And for instance, also, I, as a dragon entity, certainly do not speak English.
Mhm.
I've never spoken English, but my intentions and my thoughts translate through Lorenda, the medium. And so we utilize her words and her for like a database, as you said.
Yes. Well, we have a good question from someone in the audience who says, "Do you have any guidance on how to strengthen the connection bond with our spirit guides?"
So, depending on the person, depending on the human. Some humans, like Lorenda,
Mhm.
don't do well sitting in meditation.
Mhm.
They tend to do better asking for outward signs to get the what you would call proof or the evidence
Mhm.
of them being there.
Mhm.
But sitting quietly, recognizing your breath patterns and tuning into your body and recognizing your own energy, and then calling in your spirit team to feel their energy so you can feel the difference. So actively just getting to know them energetically and understanding what is your vibration versus an outside vibration that does not belong to you. And as you do more of that kind of work, you'll understand their energetic fingerprint is a fun word to use, their energetic fingerprint, or their energetic signature. And the more you get to know them, the more you'll understand what is coming from you. And
Correct.
that is really a key, whether you're doing the trance channeling or mediumship or any kind of spiritual work, is understanding yourself first.
Correct. I think that's an amazing idea. I just had a sit down, long conversation with my own guides today. That was wonderful.
Mhm.
But sometimes it feels as though, depending on where, even though that's something I've done many times, there's times within my human experience, it's harder for me to really encapsulate and have the back and forth conversation, because of my energy sometimes is not in the space to be receptive. And that's something I find frustrating on a personal level, because I enjoy it so much, but it's just sometimes you're in the human body. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're there, sometimes you're clear, sometimes you're not, things like that.
Correct. Correct. And sometimes just the vibration of your environment in general can be not conducive to allowing spirit to connect to you. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with your surrounding energy and
Yes.
earth energy and the sky energy. And sometimes it's just not time.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Makes so much sense. So being flexible and open is a great answer there, Ladora, and knowing your own energy and then differentiating, but asking for signs is great, as we said, and asking for them to come in close so you can sense what they're like, things like that. I love it.
Right.
Does anybody have any more questions that anybody wanted to ask? I'm just going to think about it too. So we noticed, by the way, so we can ask you this, that a spirit name we think is French has come by, Camille or Camille.
She calls herself Camille.
Camille. So do we know who she is or why she's here?
She was here for a friend in the chat named, I believe you called her Sydney.
Yeah.
She is a spirit team. She was coming in as a spirit guide with information.
Oh, very good. Okay, we understand that. Thank you so much.
So we will have Lorenda connect to her because they do have a relationship. So we will have, since Sydney's not present, we'll have her connect at some point.
Very good. That's lovely. Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions that I can think of that are coming to me right now. Did you have anything else that you would like to share with us?
I would just like to encourage those watching to learn to set fear of this type of work aside. There's no fear. We are spirit. You are spirit. And it is natural. It's the most natural thing to just blend together. You're already connected. And just allowing the process of the blending of the spirits and allowing the communication. And also, if you are not comfortable, it's okay to say no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone is meant to be on the path of spirit blending and connecting, and that's okay. Please honor your own journey. Honor what your guides and what your spirit team bring to you, your ancestors. They will communicate with you as to what you should do. And if you do not feel comfortable, you are okay. It's okay for you to say no, thank you. It's very important for you to know that you, as the human, as the vessel, always have the control, as earlier discussed, and that you have the right just to be a human that day if you'd like to be a human, and for the rest of your existence if that's what you choose to do. That no spirit will ever be offended, and you will never be punished for not bringing through a spirit.
Absolutely. Amazing. So beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming, Celine. It was so lovely.
It was so lovely to see you as well. And for all of you in the chat, thank you for joining in all this conversation and being a part of it. It's so important that in this day, in this time, in this point in history, that we are collectively working together to raise the vibration and to do such good work. Thank you very much. And many, many blessings to bestow upon you from Spirit.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. She's so lovely. Some of her energy reminds me a tiny bit of Lily, a little bit of Lily, not exactly, in the sense of her graciousness and her manner. Different vibration, but there are, because I can feel the fire, I can feel the fire, her energy.
Yes.
And, Lily is such a lady, she's such a lady and how she pulls things together, but very compatible. So interesting. Yeah. I love that so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Lily is a little more, um, she's very close to my vibration. So
Yes.
it's easy for me to bring in Lily.
Oh,
But yes, in the way she does, that was not Lily, that was Celine,
yeah, that
my
was
my
Celine.
my dragon. And
Yeah.
the more I work with her, the more calm, like the calmness comes from me. I
Yes.
think the more used to her energy. Um,
100.
yeah, that was not Lily. Lily Lily, I find, is getting a little feistier in her old age. As the
Yes.
she's a little more energetic, like what a joy guide
More
would. I
and the
find,
bounce.
and she's a little sassier. I think she's been hanging out with Dr. Michael a little too long.
Well, I
So
think she's kind of like making sure because you're doing more. So she's probably
yeah,
keeping things in order more, needing to do that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Which kind of makes sense. Um,
And Lily doesn't change my body temperature and my energy as much. Like again, she's so close to my vibration that now that I'm used to her, she can just step in. But
yeah.
Celine's very much a teacher, very much
Oh, yeah. She can tell her level of knowledge.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I'm loving the dragon work. I love it. I love that they bring, and I've noticed sometimes Olar will come in with this booming voice, just me out in the wild, be like, pay attention to that.
I know. I love that.
Um, and they'll both work in tandem to draw my energy in places.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I know if Olar steps in, I better pay attention.
Uh-huh. I love that. I love that strong masculine energy.
Yeah, but I find that Lily gets a little, is now that we're used to Lily, and Lily, she gets a little more talkative,
Yeah.
and she's a little chattier.
A little chattier. 100%. 100%. Wow.
I know. So how you feeling, my
I
friend?
feel good. I have a spirit coming in, not expected. I guess it's the non-human night because that's what's happening for me. So yeah, I do have something. I just got to double check the name, but I understand it. It's definitely, this is actually a tree energy. It's like an ancient tree, which doesn't surprise me because look at me. Where do I live? But I want to say, I feel like this is a good message for the earth. I can feel that coming in for the earth, an ancient like sequoia.
Okay. I was going to say, are you sure it's not Green Man?
Listen to me. That came into my mind and I first thought it was him, but then the tree stepped in. So they're probably together.
Okay.
Because
That would make sense to tap into the knowledge.
And that would make sense because I first heard Green Man. I went, "Oh, is this Green Man?" And then I think that obviously Green Man is ushering in, these things. So would bring the spirit of the tree. Do you see what I'm saying? That tracks.
I'm super curious about this because I feel like I almost know the tree.
Oh my God.
And no, this goes back to me where I'm going to be on Wednesday.
Oh my God. Okay.
I could be wrong.
But still,
I'm getting hits like similarity.
But trees are like mushrooms. And look what I have on my.
Oh, see, I love it.
Well, I have to also say something before I bring him in, because remember, trees are like mushrooms in that they communicate through their root system and their branches. So, this is going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me take a sip of herbal tea. So Glenda would be proud of me. Hang on. Okay. Glenda would be proud of me. Okay. All right. Let me bring it in. Ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let me get comfortable because I love the earthy energy. Okay. Let me get comfortable. Okay. I do have a very large presence.
Yes, you do.
When I enter the space, Lorenda, I like to say hello, hello, hello. This is from the Army of Trees. How are you this evening, Lorenda?
Wonderful and so wonderful to meet you. Thank you for sharing this time with us.
It is our greatest pleasure that we actually feel comfortable enough with the human species that we would channel through. We often do not do this. I think you understand
I
this.
do. I do. But I'm telling you, the medium you are coming through is the perfect vessel for you. I truly believe that.
Well, she does live amongst us. And
Yes.
we do watch out for her, and we watch for her, and we make sure that her animals are safe and protected and her home is cherished
Mhm.
so that she can do her good works. She grew up amongst the redwoods, who
Mhm.
are our sisters in the South, and we always watch out for each other. I do want to say that the gentleman who has asked you to his home, to his property,
Yes,
also does communicate with trees himself, and he honors trees. Do you understand this?
I do. I do. And absolutely he does. He has to confirm that with me.
Okay. I also want to talk about how I feel as though he might have some type of a birdhouse somewhere on a tree, or we do recommend that he gets a place for birds to perch on a tree. Would you advise him of this, please?
Yes, I am happy to do so.
Okay. We come today to all of you to give you shreds of evidence of life going on after a much difficult time on your planet. So we hope that this will make you feel encouraged and inspired and understand that you will last much longer than the stresses that you are currently facing. Shall we begin our conversation, Lorenda?
Absolutely. Thank you.
One of the things that we know as trees is that we serve as protection for humanity, despite the fact that we are often not revered or respected. But we, like the planet, live on this land. And so we have seen many things occur which greatly sadden us because we know that humanity is suffering and struggling. Part of what we do, of course, is what sustains the planet. Our root system and the oxygen that we give out helps people breathe. And so we are always interconnected, just like you are. One thing we would like to say is that you, as a spiritualist, should look at yourself much like we do each other, knowing that you are joined through your branches, which could be seen as your energy, and you link with others in common threads in order to bring light to this earth. So even though the branches often feel broken, we want you to know that the light that you put forth on the earth does really help the oxidation of the breath of new life on this earth. And we're going through a process now of turning over old soil so that we can release the toxins that have been on this planet. Understand that the people that you have that are causing harm to the earth, to the land, and that do not respect other humans are really not in control of this earth. It only seems that way for all intents and purposes. Please know that time will yield and bear the fruit of productivity for this very difficult challenge. Every 200 years or so on this earth, the humans are always sure that these will be the final moments when the planet will no longer survive. But we are here to tell you that it will continue to circle in the atmosphere, and it will continue to release what no longer serves it, and it will continue to grow and multiply. Do not be afraid of the current challenges that you face. Be sure to allow yourself room to grow. Now, Lorinda, we imagine you might have some questions for us. And if you have any questions about forests, please feel free to ask those questions.
I do. And thank you for sharing that knowledge with us. What 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 ancient memory or story do you wish for humanity to remember right now? Since you are a part of a permanent fixture in this earth. At this point in time, what would you want us to know, or what memory do you have that would help us right now?
We see an image of a woman giving birth. This was many thousands of years ago. The first women that gave birth to humans on this planet. We remember those moments, the moments of beauty and fear, and the miracle of being able to hold a cherished being in one's womb. We would like you all to remember that you are a seed of the divine, a spark that was started from love and from an experiment of wanting to be able to multiply and experience more of oneself. So, as you go through this process that you grow through while you're on earth, remember you are coming back to your own divinity, that you were once the seed in the womb, you were once the mother, you were once the one that held the child, the one that helped the child grow, and then eventually that child also then went back to spirit. Life is a cycle and it really never ends. So remember, you will never perish. You will always live into eternity in the growth cycle and process, knowing you are part of the divine.
I love what a beautiful, beautiful memory and message to share. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank
Um,
you.
so another question I have is, how do you, as a tree spirit, how do you perceive the flow of energy through the earth, and where would you say is it most imbalanced?
Yes. Well, you remember that this earth does have a feminine consciousness.
Mhm.
Some of you refer to her as a Gaia, some refer to her as Pachamama, and many other civilizations had different names for her. So we understand Earth as mother. And just as we go back to the fact that you were also created here as Gaia was created by the divine, that when you resist the cycle of birth, life, and death and rebirth, and you try to manage it, that's when your proverbial womb space begins to be tampered with and corrupted. So the main thing is allowing life to flow through you so you don't resist change and you move in synergy with this flow of energy. What happens often where people get imbalanced is they don't feel connected to the earth. They don't feel connected to the rhythms, and they try to make everything one season at a time. You understand this. You
I do.
cannot always have sunshine. Often you have to have rain, you have to have wind, you have to have darkness, and then you have to have the rebirth under the ground. It's when you get back in touch with the rhythms, the circadian rhythms of the planet, then you are in harmony. You are no longer trying to topple or manhandle the Earth's cycles.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That gives a lot to think about too. Um,
Mm.
and what can I ask what you feel, or what you, as part of nature, um, what changes do you feel coming to the collective consciousness of humanity even?
Many things that are occurring right now are a sloughing off of old layers that can no longer exist. And this is part of what you call the fall of man. Of course, we don't look at it as good or bad. We simply look at it as imbalance, as you said earlier. So we do see the next 200 years being a time of changing the distortion that was once here. 200 years sounds like such a long time, but remember that a process of reigniting and awakening humanity into a higher state of consciousness simply just takes time. And that not you, this group here, because you are the light bearers, but those that are at the furthest point away from the light also need to experience the ripples of reawakening. So those people that are in the farthest parts of the planet, living in the most difficult conditions under horrendous consciousness, they also have to feel light coming through them. And this is why it takes such a long period of time. But what you can know is that you are all here to be light bringers. You are some of the seeds of this rebirth that we talked about because you understand your soul's history and knowing that you have lived in multiple lifetimes and that you may not even have originated here on this planet, that you might have originated in the stars, and to be a light bearer. So lead the charge with glory and know that victory is part of understanding that things will get better.
Thank you. That was very, very helpful. Wow. So much amazing knowledge that you can bring forth. Now I do have a kind of an interesting question. How can we better connect to more elementals, in tree spirits and the fairies, whatever you want to call them, the elemental spirits that I know that are very much connected to you all? How could we better connect to them?
We are so happy that you asked this question, and you are beginning to understand yourself, Lorenda, what that requires. Well, feel free to get out a pen and paper because I can tell you 10 steps that might be very helpful.
Okay.
What you need to understand and begin with is to just acknowledge that we, as a spirit species and consciousness, have always existed. The realm, or the, as you say, dimension that we move through is not the same as yours. It has different characteristics. It has an overlay, as it were, on top of the denser reality that you flow through. The best thing you can do is to imagine that you're going to be putting on your psychic glasses. Okay. And what you can do is go into an area that's unpopulated and is quiet, and you'll know that there's not a lot of foot traffic from other humans. And I want you to just walk through and say hello to the nature spirits that are there. You see, they're always watching and paying attention, but they do not interact with you unless you treat them with reverence and respect. So they don't see the point in connecting unless you acknowledge them. For if this happened to you and you were ignored, you would not feel encouraged to communicate. You would understand that.
Right. That makes sense.
So if you go, say you go to Camp Chesterfield, which I know you have done, or if you go to a park, Carrie has done this as well, and you say simply, I'm open. I'm so grateful for you. I would love to be able to get to know you. And as you do that, your inner lens or your psychic eye will start to shift subtly to a different frequency, and it will begin to unveil itself. It often looks like different energy running through your awareness. It's not as physical as the human vibration. It tends to look much lighter and a bit fuzzier, and it moves in a different way. So you can just notice what you observe. Also understand you will start picking up on awarenesses of, oh, there's a fae or a fairy, or oh, there's an elf, or oh, there's a mushroom spirit, or oh, there's a tree spirit, or oh, I just saw another energy move through. When you're open to it, and you keep reverence and respect, you will get a lot of information. The next thing is, with trees specifically, we are a funny bunch, and we do like offerings. So I think something that this one does a lot is she knows there's a fairy tree in her neighborhood, and she will make an offering to the tree of hazelnuts. Now, it's just a way of acknowledging and thanking the tree for being there, providing shelter and providing oxygen, and saying thank you, but it's a mutual respect. And so the first step is in acknowledgement and awareness, opening up one's third eye, and also seeing what comes. You can also sit in front of a tree and ask the tree to share whatever wisdom it has with you. It might tell you its name, it might tell you its history, and it might tell you more information about people that have lived in nearby. It's really about paying attention and being respectful. That is so helpful when it comes to nature spirits. And also believing what you're getting. The more time you spend in nature, the more you will become aware of it. And you just welcome the energy and open to it. There's so many beautiful energies. You also have wind spirits, water spirits, you have fire spirits, and you have many. They will start to hatch like eggs and little baby chicks all around you as you open up to them.
Wonderful. Wow, that's such great, really, really great advice and really great hints. And yes, I wrote them down. But luckily, well, also what we can do is we can put all those in our show notes for people to be able to utilize and try themselves. So thank you so much. So just any before we wrap up our time here together, is there anything else that you would like to, any other wisdom you would like to impart upon us? Or anything that would be beneficial to us on our journey?
Yes. So I do want to say that the final thing you can do is, do you remember in the 1970s, you would hear the term, go hug a tree? Well,
Yeah.
we actually do enjoy being hugged, but we do like being asked first, may I hug you? And we love to feel the human connection and know that we are seen. This is important to trees. And this is why you hear about things like forest bathing and feeling more alive and awakened with trees, and feeling more peaceful. So we can give you back what you give us. And asking us questions is also very advisable.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate your time with us today and sharing your energy and knowledge. And I know that Carrie also is going to be very excited to come back and listen to everything that you had to say as well. So many blessings to you. And I cannot wait to have my first real conversation with a tree outside of.
You are most welcome, Miranda. We also would like to tell you our name, which we think you will find to be charming and funny. Our name is Gentleman.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You are correct. I think that's absolutely adorable. And I love it. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming and spending time with us. And the viewers are also saying many thank yous.
Thank you very much. I will see you the next time, Lorenda.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was so cool.
That was so awesome. I'm just so wow.
That was so cool.
Oh,
Now okay, talk to me. Has your come back, but
I feel
how,
amazing. I feel so good. I feel really good. That was great. I
now
do think
what was different? Oh, go ahead.
yes. Well, you know what was interesting? I do really want to say I honestly feel like Green Man was like the usher for him because
Yeah.
and it's amazing. I love that you said that because I saw Green Man. I went, oh, it's Green Man. But then I went, no, it's the tree coming. It's the tree community coming in. It was so he was a representative,
Mhm.
but he wasn't alone, as you can tell.
Right.
So, but I love now we're gonna have to sometime ask Green Man to come in, one of us to channel him because he's got a connection with you and us, and I would be excited to bring him through at some point as well because
Girl,
he's all
I'm gonna see if the person that I'm going to see on
yeah.
Wednesday, I'm gonna see he'll totally be like, "Game on." And I'll see if he
Oh my
wants to record me. I'll see if I can connect and channel Green Man.
exactly. Let's go to the park. Well, I want to tell you, he was the tree gentleman was very specific about him getting a either some kind of birdhouse to put on a tree.
Yeah.
He probably already has something, but he was very
So
insistent on it.
what's funny is I told him when I was there, I'm like, "You've got 2 fairy trees here." He was like, "What's a fairy tree?" I'm like, "You need I felt it, and I'm not a you know me. That's not
I
normally
think
my
you need to
wheelhouse.
rephrase that you're not that because I think you actually
Well,
are
no,
that.
I know, still, but more up until that moment, that's not
Yeah.
something that's really been in my awareness, but then all of a sudden I
Of
was like,
course. But then
"Oh,
when you and I met, a lot of things weren't in each of our awareness until
correct,
we met.
correct."
I think we've had a lot of affirming of things that we do because
Mhm.
we are in each other's life and that's part of our soul contract.
Correct.
So is that we sit our asses down.
Every Tuesday.
I mean, you have to like pin Lorinda and I down, but we are committed to each other.
We
And
are.
we don't care. We show up looking rat-tat-tatty. But so these
Do
spirits are
anything.
all got jobs, girls. You didn't just come here to float around and get your hair done.
I mean,
Listen.
that's part of it, but
Well, we did. Wasn't that fun, you guys? That was
it was
so
so fun.
amazing.
That
Like
was so good.
I was getting so many visuals and that whole birth thing of like birthing, I know that was something I literally felt like I saw the first woman giving birth. That's what he did show me that very clearly. Like that was amazing.
That's so cool. I love that. It's very Empress energy.
Very Empress.
Empress. Empress.
Empress. God.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
I love it.
amazing, amazing, you guys. Oh
Can't
my
wait for you
God.
to
It
go
was
back and rewatch that because I know it'll
okay.
fade from you, but, like,
No, I
um,
just and you
yeah,
too.
I could feel that energy, and I felt it. I could feel it just, like, coming up from the earth, but, yeah, going back to my tree guy, I'll have to I'm pretty sure I remember seeing he has a birdhouse, actually. Um,
Yeah, he must be.
but I told you how he said, "Build my entire house around these trees."
Oh my God, that's right. You told me that.
And
Yes,
then
definitely watch it, Billy, on the replay, babes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
I-
um,
Yeah.
and that he was like, "Oh, as I was leaving, he's like, "Oh, and check this out. I randomly picked this thing up and it was a door knocker that said
Yes, with
1617 on
Green
it,
Man on.
and it was Green Man." I was like,
And you have Green Man and didn't know it on a bureau in your freaking house. When I went there,
"In
I
my
went
house."
in her
Didn't even
freaking
know
front
that.
room. And I was like, you know who that is? And you're like, no. I
Like,
go, that's
nope. And then we saw that picture at Camp
mhm.
Chesterfield. You're like,
And then we saw the picture, which I kind of feel like you and I need to get like matching pictures or something, or matching little statues or something, little something. We'll get there. We'll have to buy it at the same, we'll have to, or like complimentary. Like we'll have to buy it somewhere when we're at the same place somewhere.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Maybe if we go to Sedona. Holy mackerel.
That was so
And
good.
I forgot to tell you. So when I was pulling myself a card today, like you do, I go, who wants to talk? Who's coming
Who's
through? And
coming
they said,
in?
got to grab that deck. And that's the deck that I pulled. And that's my, let me see if I can even remember what the card was. Yeah, it was just, it's coming in hot. I know. I love it so much. We're so glad you subscribed. Thank you so much for being here.
Listen, speaking of subscribers, I finally hit 1,000 yesterday.
I know. I saw that. I saw it. I was like, yes, I'm so excited for you.
What was crazy was I had posted 999 videos and I had 999 followers.
Oh, I didn't know that part. That's amazing, Lorenda.
I know. And then I was like, well, now I got to post another video because.
Yeah, you got to post. Yeah, we're going to. Awesome. I was so excited for you. I saw that. I was like, yay.
Finally.
I know it's fine. I know. Listen, we don't give up. We keep trying. We keep doing it. That's the thing. That's the thing with YouTube. You just got to, most people give up after like when they're a certain, but that's why I did. Most people just stop doing it because they don't realize. Everyone's like, oh, it's easy. I don't think it's easy to get to it. But
I think it's important to remember when the kind of work we're doing, if spirit's going to meet us where we are, our job is going to meet other people where they are. And not everybody's in TikTok space. Not everybody's in YouTube, not everybody. So by us branching out and being comfortable and learning the different platforms, yeah, we're spreading it out a little bit, but that's okay.
That's okay. Because
and that's where they are.
Yeah. 100%. I love it. I love, our regular thing. And then you and I, oh my gosh, let's talk about before we go tonight about the podcast. Can you talk about it?
Yeah. The Liminal Lounge. Oh my gosh. And guess where I was today? I took Madison to the 1933 lounge today.
Oh, you got to send me pictures. Did you take any pictures?
I didn't.
That's okay.
Didn't. We went.
You're enjoying. You and I are like this. We're like enjoying. You're there enjoying it.
I was enjoying because today Madison and I went looking at wedding dresses for her.
Oh my God! Did you get emotional?
I started to get emotional, cry, and she looked at me. She goes, "Are you gonna cry?" And I was like, "No."
I hate when they look at you like, "What?"
I know. Well, my children think that I don't cry, or when I do, it's stupid. Like I'm like, whatever.
Oh, you're like, listen.
Well, I know. So it was cool. She didn't find the one yet, but we're just starting out on the journey. Anyway, so yeah, we went to the 1930 round. So I love the 1933 vibe. It's speakeasy. So that's this vibe with the Liminal Lounge is what we're calling our podcast with Michelle Euler, Carrie Koss, and myself.
It's gonna be so cool.
It's going to be really cool. We've got our first 6 episodes mapped out.
We're going to start recording soon too.
We start recording in 2 weeks.
I can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm just excited.
Is that right? 2 weeks or 3 weeks? It's 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's probably 3 weeks.
2.
Yeah. It's going to be great. We're going to be putting out twice bi-monthly episodes. There's going to be great spiritual education, but then we're going to be going into wonderful, this will be a great resource because we're going to also bring on guests and learn about different things that we're new to and we want to learn about, guest experts. There's going to be so much richness there. It's going to be a great library of information and also a lot of fun. Because we like to have fun stuff. Yeah. And I think having Michelle in the mix is good because she keeps us organized. Yes. Because you and I are kind of a hot train wreck sometimes. We are wild children. I know, but they're going to be manageable. They're not going to be 2 hours long. They're going to be manageable lengths so people can watch them, learn, and hopefully take away some really good information. And we're just educating people. We're sharing, and we're not claiming to be experts on anything. But I think between the 3 of us, we come with a lot of knowledge. We come with a lot of with the education also, not just Spirit told me one time. I started channeling a year ago, and now all of a sudden I'm talking to Dida. I heard that today. I'm like, of course, do it now as a business. I'm just like, none of my business is all I gotta say about it. You do you. It's fine. You do you. So we're hoping to get we're not hoping, we are going to be getting our podcast launching in January. And it's going to be,
We're doing all the things. We're going to keep doing this.
So fun. And then you're going to come out to I almost said California.
Oh, maybe we're going to go to
California too.
On a private plane. I'm coming out there.
Oregon for a couple days. Well, she's coming out with her hubs too, but coming out for a couple days. We think we're going to do demonstration. We're also probably going to do a workshop. So stay tuned for that. We're just
we're looking at April for that. We're like for the Midwest spring break.
April. It's such a great time, Lorinda. In fact, I think not this week, but then the next week I'm going to go and see if I can look at the calendar and start coming up with the free dates that they have so we can talk about it.
Oh, thank you, Jen.
Jen.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And I haven't told my husband that we're going to go out there yet, but once we get the plan, I'm going to say, listen, I'm going out. So you're welcome to come.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to come, then that'll be just sad for you.
Too bad for you. Oh, he'll want to come, I think, by that time. That's giving him plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Exactly. It'll be fun. It'll be good. It'll be good stuff. Oh, are you kidding? Our husbands will have so much fun.
Oh, they'll do great.
Not talking. They'll just sit there and be like, and share space.
Not talking. It'll be great. Yep. No, I think they're actually going to do really well together. I really think they're
going to be totally fine together.
They're going to be fine. Absolutely. Well, I am ready to eat. I don't know. I'm sure you are. I'm like starving.
Well, for me, it's almost 10 o'clock and I haven't seen my husband hardly at all.
You haven't this weekend?
This weekend. No, I had a busy day today. I was off and running today too. So, but all good things like, yesterday was great. I did a TikTok that showed and for the whole day I did.
Oh my God, I saw that.
People are like, oh my gosh, that's so much. I'm like, that was a literally laid back day.
Oh my God. It did sound like a lot.
I know. It wasn't horrible. And I got laundry done.
That's all on yesterday. Jesus, I don't know how you did that part.
And then today I cleaned up and then it was so beautiful here in Indiana. I went out on the deck, tried to throw balls for Olive, and she just looked at me like, "You're not Dad."
She's like, "This is it."
Yeah, I'm not.
Last question: have you heard anything about the bird?
Oh God, I forgot about it.
Okay, well that's probably good because she was saying.
I know. Well, I do. We need to reach out. I need to reach out and see how the birds. Oh my God, that
was a shenanigans.
That whole thing.
Thank you guys, everybody, for being here with us. That was
thank you. That was good. I always love sharing space with you too. I think people like watching us together too because we
are entertaining. That is for sure. We are entertaining. Listen, we're channelers. What can we do? This is how it is.
I know. Well, and this is also a really great practice time for us too, if I'm being honest. Like when people are like, well, how do you get better? Practice. And this is our way of not just showing up for you all, but for showing up for ourselves too, to make ourselves practice. Just like we show up on Tuesdays with each other and get business done. We get our marketing done. We get our plans done. Like we are
moguls. We're mediums and moguls.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm going to fly out there on a private jet. I feel it.
God, it's coming.
It's coming.
We have a little airport just across the road.
I know. It's gonna happen. Manifesting it.
You're manifesting.
Manifesting.
All right, good lovey people. Thank you all for being here with us.
Thank you all. All right.
So many blessings. Okay, I love you so much. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Thank you.